Hello everybody, my name is Benjamin Bloom and I have just witnessed Charlton 0, Middlesbrough 1 in a huge relegation bottom six battle down here at the Valley. Really big win for Boro and a good performance by them. Coming away 10 without a win before today. Charlton have been good against their rivals down here at the Valley, but Boro come and leapfrog Charlton to leave the bottom three and put the Addicts down in there. When we get to the end of the season, how key will this game be for both sides? Charlton line up, slightly surprising for me. It's a 4-1-4-1. Phillips in goal, Matthews, Oshalaja, Pearson, Purrington as the back four. Pratley sat in front of them. And I expected a diamond, and I didn't get one. It's Cullen and Lapsley in central midfield. So Williams is out on the left-hand side, and Green is out on the right-hand side with Taylor up on his own. I've imagined this set of players would be Williams in the 10 position and Green in alongside Taylor up front. So maybe Bowyer, well, he probably did get it wrong, and he probably is going to admit he got it wrong because he does change it in the first half. But interesting team shape to say the least. Boro sticking with what they had in the last game. They drew 2-2 against Forest, but the keeper changes. Pears comes out of goal. Stojanovic gets the start. Howson, Shotton, Makudi and Johnson is the back four. Clayton and McNair, the double pivot in front of them. Tavernier down the right, Coulson down the left wing in the 10 position, and Gusted up top. As I said, Boro were 10 without a win, only 5 points in those games, 5 draws, 5 defeats since New Year's. Remember, prior to that, they'd had a ridiculous run. I think they'd won 4 on the trot, and that even extended out to 7 or 8 games, that run, with some other victories in there as well. So they're bang out of form. Charlton in the same period have played one more game, double the points, but only 11 points in 11 games, although a point per game under normal season circumstances is enough. It's looking a lot like closer to 50 rather than the 46 for a point per game will keep you up this season. So Charlton do need more than they're putting on at the moment. However, as I said, they do have home wins over Luton and Barnsley, big results against big rivals in this type of game, which would bode well, you would think. Didn't happen today, though. Remember, in the dugout as well, Bowyer versus Woodgate, one for you 90s football fans there. Thick as thieves back in the day for Leeds United. Here we go. Early pattern of this one is Boro possession, trying to build the play up. Charlton kind of snapping in, trying to counter, particularly down the sides. On 10, long one forward, Taylor and Shotton are wrestling. It's a yellow for Shotton early on in the game. Charlton's attacking shape in this first half really depended on Williams and Green down the sides. Would they be able to get forward, or would they end up regressing back into deeper midfield positions? That, sadly for Charlton fans, did end up being the pattern. Quick counter here on 14. Cullen into Green, into the box. Shotton makes the block there. First effort for Charlton. Green gets behind on the right on 15 on the break again. Good early cross for Taylor, this one, but it's bouncing and it's, I don't know, sort of chest height, and he's got to try and control the volley. Over it goes. Now, here come Boro with the only goal of the game on 17, and Charlton are a little bit the architects of their own downfall here. It's given away in the left-back area, immediately then fed into Gusted, who turns, gets his head up and picks out a really nice pass. Not just the angle of it, but the weight of it is lovely. He's going to just play it ahead of McNair, who's spotted the danger, and he's going to make the run in from midfield. So good play by Gusted, who had a good game actually. Slides it in. McNair into the box, hits this one first time, down into the bottom corner to Phillips, left, suckered them there from the giveaway. Good play by Gusted. McNair gets the goal, 1-0 to Boro. 17 minutes gone. 22, Pratley breaks there. Green cuts it back post. Everyone misses it, or it misses everyone. Purrington's arriving 20 yards wide, under pressure there. Boro looking more confident on the ball as we go into sort of 2025. Will they leave themselves open to Charlton on the counter? That seems to be the pattern. Here's Wing turning shot on 24, blocked by Cullen for the corner. Tavernier on the edge, blocked by Pearce this time. Same position in the next phase. Dragged his shot wide. I don't want to pile in on Tavernier today, but his decision making and his finishing was poor. It always seemed to be him that ended up in the good positions for Boro, and he was quite wasteful. In fact, Boro generally were some good decision making away from being a good team today, because they did get into good positions on a number of occasions during the game and waste them, as we're going to find out. Green forward on the right hand side for Charlton again. Little flick, Williams shot and clears that one. Next phase, Pratley slashes that one over from a hard angle. They get in a bit of territory, but not forcing any chances here. On 30, bit of fun and games with Oshalaja and Coulson. Oshalaja, the big guy, sees him out, and Coulson, like a WWE wrestler going through a table, smashes through a Carabao board there. We know about Carabao. Probably put that on as a publicity stunt and replay that over and again. Pure WWE there. 32 chance here. McNair, Wing, McNair into the box. Low cross. Justed is arriving. The keeper's been taken out by the cross. Any touch, and that's 2-0, and he can't quite get there. Unlucky. Coulson with the cross on 35, headed wide by Howson. Boro well on top at this point. Charlton fans restless. Bowyer switches it up a little bit, moves Lapsley over to the right, tucks Williams in a little bit and puts Green up top. So more a 4-1-3-2 there, but without a number 10, I think still afraid of the way that that Boro were playing through that midfield here. Clayton, beautiful touch by Wing, over for Tavernier, opens up for him, edge of the box. Another poor finish there from the winger for Boro. Cullen, Green inside left here, early shot, Stojanovic behind that one. Perrington late on Howson for a yellow, and we get to half time. Charlton didn't start terribly. Boro get in front on 17 from a mistake and then grow into it. In that first 17, Boro were using the ball better, and it did look like Charlton were happy for them to have the ball, and they were going to counter and they were going to press. Looked like a team that set up kind of reactively, but that has worked for Bowyer this season in many games. After the goal, Boro really good value for it, actually. I thought they were the better side, and fleeting bits of territory for Charlton, but in the main, Boro on top, forcing some good positions. And yeah, again, I'm not on a crusade against Tavernier, but yeah, some poor decision making by him. At half time, Wigan and Luton drawing, Barnsley and Cardiff drawing, but the big news was Stoke were 3-0 up against Hull at half time, which obviously, given Boro are playing Charlton, Boro are winning, Stoke are winning. That's the two teams that can put Charlton into the bottom three. So Lee Bowyer needed to do something, and that he did at half-time. Off comes Lapsley, who'd been shuffled about in the first half anyway. On comes Macaulay Bonne. He's going to play a 4-4-2 with Bonne and Taylor up top, Green and Williams on the wings, Pratley and Cullen in the central midfield with the same back four. So you've now lost the assurance of Pratley as a sitter. He's now got to come a bit further forward. And you have two very spicy players wide. This looks very, very open from Bowyer, but he's going to go for it. You can't say he didn't. Here comes Coulson, though. Drives forward, deflects over from 20 yards. Corner recycle, and McNair blasts that over. Boro pick up well in these first 5 minutes. Howson from a corner's crowded out, puts that one inside netting. Long ball forward here. Bonne flicks on. Taylor gets down, or rather he goes down in the box with Makudi and is booked for simulation. It's looking like Charlton are now going to just try and go high energy, quite direct, and try and get straight balls either in down the sides of the centre backs, or just dropped in to that flick on area where maybe Clayton and McNair can get dominated aerially by Taylor and Bonne. Big break here for Boro on 54. It's open now. Oshalaja's tackle doesn't carry. Tavernier, however you say it, into the box. Weak shot at Phillips again here. Back up the other end. Williams left, crosses. Oshalaja heads at Stojanovic. Left again. Box. Bonne into the box here for Pratley, and he puts that one wide. Nice and open, very attacking 4-4-2 from Charlton. Makes it an open game. Bowyer, as I said, going for it. He understood the danger of losing this game. Boro trying to take the sting out of it any which way they can, trying to take unforced drinks breaks and long sort of holds over all the set plays. I think any team in their position would, especially given Charlton. They're really trying to work on spicing the atmosphere up and getting Shotton and Makudi at the back under pressure and on the turn and battling in the air. Matthews here, long ranger blocked. Big counter again here. Matthews with the tactical foul takes McNair out for a yellow card. I've said it 3 times probably already, so open now. Justed flick on for Tavernier again into wing. He puts that one wide under pressure. Tavernier maybe finds the right decision this time, but a little off on the execution here. Doughty comes in for Williams, who never seems to play 90 minutes, does he? Straight swap down the left-hand side. 66, Justed, lovely little lift into the box by him for wing, won't quite come down for him. And I wrote down in my book on 66, can't believe that there won't be another goal in this one. So open, back and forth, both teams with bits of last-ditch defending as well. 68, chance here, Taylor Parrington. Taylor, left wing, he puts the cross in low. I don't think Bonnet expects it to come to him, but it does. Bonnet's in the 6-yard box, kind of outside of the near post, tries to engineer the flick. Maybe he's got a bit more time, but just does not get any purchase on that whatsoever, and it's easy for Stojanovic. Really good position there for Bon. On 73, Justed flick here, Coulson drive. Again, it's poor shooting from Boro. Decision making as well from Coulson, who did have a good game. Wing in a much better position there. And again, here comes Tavernier into the box. Justed is central and he goes for the shot. If he just holds that ball up, sells the defender and puts that across, it's a tap in. As I said, Boro were a few good bits of execution and decision making away from a decent, comfortable win here today. Taylor into the box, shot blocked here. Pratley takes it off Bond's toe there. Maybe if he leaves that, Bond gets a shot away, but ifs, buts and maybes here for Charlton. The story of the day. Wing with a long ranger, flips a couple of yards wide, that one. Borough starting to try and run things down now, trying to run the clock down with about 10 to go. Here comes Saville for McNair. Good performance by McNair. Really breaks well from that deep central midfield position. Carries the ball nicely with Clayton kind of patrolling next to him. Hemed comes in for Purrington, so real up and at him now. Big Hemed on. Bond's going to go. He's going to go to the left midfield, but they're playing direct, so he's just going to try and come central as often as he can. Doughty goes over into the left back where Purrington was. And on 84, big chance here. Justed, excellent again as the fulcrum up front. Holds, turns, slips wing in, left side of the box, inside left position, on his left foot. I think he wants it on his right, doesn't he? Works Phillips in goal, but on his other foot, I think he's probably scoring that one. Spence comes in for Tavernier, gets a hearty shake of the hand from Woodgate, but Woodgate's probably thinking, if you're at it today, matey, we're 2 up already, 3 up maybe. 5 minutes stoppage time, and we do get some sense of a chance here for Charlton. It's a long throw in that gets recycled back out. Oshalaja finds himself in the crossing position. It's a decent cross, a little bit floaty, which means Bon over engineers the header. He centrally tries to get too much power on it, and it flies over the bar. And there you have it, full time, big win for Boro. Plunges Charlton now down 3rd from bottom. I believe Boro now 41, level with Hull, who also took a battering today. So Hull have been sucked into it as well, which is probably good news for Charlton. Wigan dropped down a place as well with Stoke's victory, but a really big, significant change in position here, and a change in fortunes as well for Boro, because like I say, 10 without a win. From Boro's point of view, I mean, you look at some of the names in the team. I know Woodgate was going to have a hard season. Parachute payments have run out, taking over from Pulis, who has a very kind of distinct way he wants to play. But you look through the team and you see Shotton and Howson and Clayton, particularly that little triangle in the sort of right back deep midfield area, and you think they're experienced, good championship players there. McNair's got good pedigree, hasn't he? And Justed, I think, has come back at a good time in the season, because he does give you an out ball, he holds it up well, fearsome aerially as well, so I'm not surprised he's worked his way into the team. Makudi looks like a good assured player with Charlton. The issue Boro have got is they do try and play nice football, and I think that's been the thing for them this season, where they have done well in games but they've left themselves open. They've been fragile, and when they have played well in games and built up good XG, you can see the missing chances and not quite having the quality to finish off what they're doing up top, and then being fragile up the other end, which then gets you psychologically. But they were not fragile today. Played it really well. I think deserving winners here. And on another day, I think with some better decision making from Tavernier, maybe better shooting from him, and maybe some decision making from Coulson on his couple of openings, that they could have had more goals. So well done, Boro. Good performance. Woodgate sticks to his guns really with the philosophy, and they get the win today. They're out of that bottom three. Can they stay out of it? They cannot, I repeat, cannot have any kind of run like they've just had, 5 points from 10 games, with 10 games to go. They are now on 41, so they probably need another 9 or 10 points from these 10 games to take them over that 50, which we think it might well be this season, and take them away. So well done, Woodgate. Well done, Boro, today. Good performance. And yeah, I think things bode well for them if they can have more like that towards the end of the season. In terms of Charlton, perhaps the shape was wrong to begin with. Obviously, they give the ball away for the goal. There's a bit of a sense with Charlton that they're kind of up and at 'em battlers, and I did think Boro played them quite well today. Taylor's always a handful up the top there, but I just think if you had Green next to him and Williams a bit closer in the 10 position, maybe from the off that would have worked. Bowyer did go for it half time with the 4-4-2 and bringing in Bon and then bringing in Hemed, but it was huffing and puffing, and you're looking for big chances. I suppose the Bon one on the near post, and really just the header from Bon right in stoppage time from Oshilage's cross. So yeah, not looking terribly good for Charlton. If we remember when they were at their best earlier in the season, they would sucker punch teams and counter-attack. Obviously Gallagher was here then, and he's gone back on his loan and then gone off to Swansea. But it seemed to be Cullen and Gallagher, Williams and Taylor doing all the damage there, and even Bon when Taylor went out injured for that long run. So I guess they were just lacking that energy and that drive to actually pierce through when they did get the counters today. And the way that Boro kept the ball, and the fact that Williams and Green were kept back kind of in wide midfield positions, really did for Charlton today. And very open in the second half. And I think maybe a more confident team with a few more weapons in that three off the front than Boro would probably have picked Charlton off in the second half today for maybe the second goal. So not good for Charlton at all, down into the bottom three. I haven't checked the fixtures. They have been good in this type of game, obviously beating Luton and beating Barnsley, but not to be today. And I suppose if you're Charlton now, Wigan have had that good run, Stoke are moving away, Boro have just beaten Charlton today. You're really looking at Hull now. Hull on 41 points, Charlton just 2 points back. Hull in absolute freefall as the one you might want to pull in. I think Luton have got a point today and Barnsley have lost, so not too much threat from below, 4 and 5 points behind. But Charlton need to put some points on the board, goes without saying, in these last 9 games now, to get themselves out of trouble here. It's been a long, slippery run since that really golden sort of first 6 games where Charlton put lots of points on the board. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think. If you're a Boro fan, is this a flash in the pan performance today after no wins in 10? Can you now go on and stick another, as I say, 8 or 9 points on the board to get you closer to that 50? Are you even worried about that amount? Is it a straight shootout between sort of Charlton and Hull now, with Stoke and Huddersfield and teams like that, and Wigan mobilising nicely? And if you're a Charlton fan, I'd really love to hear from you. What's the upside for the rest of the season? How are you going to do it? How are you going to get out of trouble? What are the fixtures you're targeting for these points? Let me know what you think in the comments. I'll do a full review of today's championship games on a live stream tomorrow, so well worth hitting that subscribe button and ringing the bell. Come and join in the chat. I can't get to all of the games, so I really do rely on specific fans of specific teams just to help me out in the chat and let me know what's what there. You can follow me on Twitter at Benjamin Bloom. On Instagram, just type Benjamin Bloom in. And if you enjoy what I do this as a hobby. I'd love to do it full time. I've set up a Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom, where maybe I can bridge that gap to being able to do this as a more viable pursuit. Thank you everybody for watching. It's a good day for Boro out of the bottom 3. It's a bad day for Charlton down into the bottom 3. Get your comments in, get involved. It was Charlton 0, Boro 1. See you soon.